Arteta has gone ahead to provide an injury update on Jurrien Timber that most of you have always gone ahead to ask what is he all about with his recovery coming in from Arsenal, because you last saw him when he's in Dubai. Arteta is here to obviously give us the latest news and information as far as all this is concerned. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic Friday day wherever you are, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now, Arteta is going to obviously have a very long discussion with the media. He has talked about Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Tomiysasu. Looks like Arsenal might have some few players really making the match squad tomorrow. And we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, welcome back from the mosque. It's been this Juma Kareem. Hope it has gone ahead to go on as you people wanted. Let's see close to 200 likes smash in this video, because we are talking Jurrien Timber, Gabriel Jesus, we are talking Tomiysasu, Zinchenko, and Thomas Partey. Not so? And guys, continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, we really coming through to obviously bring you this latest news and information, and Arteta, first and foremost, was really put on the task to explain what exactly is all about Thomas Partey's availability. And he said, let's see, we have another session today, and obviously he's been out for many months now, and we need to really nail the timing. And when he has enough in the tank to complete and when he has enough to compete in the tank, and when he has enough in the tank to compete, but I think he's very close. So it's like he's going to be one of those players that Arsenal is obviously going to really get in and really use into this game of football. Having gone ahead to miss out on an occasion, playing at all in Europe, that is in FC Porto, that really confirms to you that lots of things are really going on as planned and as happened in there. So it never ceases for Thomas Partey to be really doubtful about him, but the manager's come out and really told us that this time around it's going to be something different. He's going to be a variable and is very close. So Arsenal fans, relax and float. I really know very many Arsenal fans thinking that Arteta is going to really put Partey, is going to really put Thomas Partey, who else? Thomas Partey, the other guy is, what's the name of the other guy? Thomas Partey, then Declan Rice in the midfield. But we saw it with our naked eyes at the beginning of the season that wasn't the plan of Mikel Arteta. The plan of Mikel Arteta was to obviously play Thomas Partey as a right back who inverts in the midfield. Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Odegaard was the dream. But looks like the dream has gone ahead to fall out, because Thomas Partey really got an injury no sooner. He had only gone ahead to kick in like 2-3 games for the club of Arsenal, and obviously his midfield duties were really put to a stop. So his return is really being awaited by very many Arsenal fans, because they want to see how their manager goes along with all what is supposed to be happening at Arsenal. Very many of you prefer to him as a midfielder, but it looks like the moment the manager went in and really signed a player who is worth 105 million pounds, that is Declan Rice. Declan Rice is the single pivot player of Arsenal, and it looks like he wants to really revolutionize that midfield a lot, because he's talking about Onana, Zubimendi, and Douglas Costa, and that looks like he's gonna change the system he's gonna be using to play next season, because he might be wanting to play a double pivot of Declan Rice and Douglas Luiz to give this guy ample time, that is Odegaard, to really express himself on the ball better and better and better. So wait and see how Arsenal is gonna future next season, but this season looks like those are the only available players that are really left, and you're waiting to see how everything is really gonna go on as planned. That is Thomas Partey for you. And after Thomas Partey, Arteta went ahead and really got himself into the other question on other injured players of Arsenal, because we all know that it's not only this guy that is injured. There are very many other Arsenal players that are really injured, and this was, and this was what Arteta had to say. It's the same with Gabriel Jesus as well. He's done a few things. Zinchenko is not far at all, and Tomiyasu is still a little bit more. So, looks like if Arsenal is to get players back, Gabriel Jesus is close. He's done a few things, meaning that he is training with the club of Arsenal, but it will take a huge decision for Arsenal to really put him on the bench and really give him a return. Meaning that Arteta would love to see to it that this guy returns when his knee is really in the perfect position. Because we're going to hate to see him every time he returns. He comes out and really plays how many games? 4, 5. Then he goes back to an injury and spends and misses out like 3, 4, 5 fixtures. Something that Arsenal is not okay with. And it looks like the operation never went well, or the player returned early before or beyond schedule. That is it. And that really went ahead to affect him, because last season he played very well, from March to the end of the season. But this season, from the preseason, he really had knocks, and that knee has been the only problem this guy is really having. And I believe he should be doing better and better and better as a player. That is that is Gabriel Jesus for you. And I've always gone ahead and really told you that if this guy was in the game of FC Porto, he would have gone ahead to produce a moment of magic. And this is what makes him a special player. Many Arsenal fans have not gone ahead to give him his flowers, but trust me, this guy deserves his flowers, because no one has come out to obviously put out a show like how this guy's gone ahead to put up. So I would love to obviously let you know that Jesus is really close, and I won't be shocked if at all he makes the match squad tomorrow, or if a story breaks in the night that Gabriel Jesus is going to be part of the Arsenal squad to play the game of Newcastle tomorrow. Then Zinchenko is not far at all. Yeah, and I think one of the positions that Arsenal is really having solidarity and solidity is the left back. When you look at how Jakub Kivior has gone ahead, obviously come in and really close down and really do lots of things there, this guy is really doing great. And I think there is no reason for Arsenal to fidget and really bring this player back. The same applies to Gabriel Jesus, because this team has gone ahead to score very many goals. How many have they gone ahead to score? Arsenal has gone ahead to score 21 goals in their previous 6 games. They've gone ahead to play in the previous, I think, 1.5 months or 2 months, and it shows you that goals have been pouring in and raining in every game they've gone ahead to play. So there was no reason, by the way, to hurry Gabriel Jesus back. But I think question marks are going to be really raised on how Mikel Arteta is planning to use a player in the format of Nketiah if Jesus doesn't return, because if goals don't really cross the line against Newcastle, he will be questioned on as to why he doesn't really want to play a number 9 he has on the bench, that is Nketiah. So for Tomiyasu is still a little bit more. So if I'm Arsenal, I tell you the truth, I sell Tomiyasu. At the beginning of this season, with very many rumors linking this guy out of the side of Arsenal, I told you that Arsenal is not going to sell him this season. All they're going to do is simple. They're going to keep him this season for the last time and see whether he can really be an injury-free player. But before he went to the Asian Cup, he was injured for like a month. He returned and just played 1 game against Fulham and played 45 minutes and went ahead and played in the Asian Cup, played all the games. Japan got knocked out. He returns back to the side of Arsenal. And guess what has gone ahead to happen? The guy has gotten injured again. So it is really very haunting. That's why I told you that you wouldn't really like Arsenal to get an injury of Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, or Ben White, because those players have been really, really fit throughout the season. And it looks like they are not injury-prone players, because the previous 2 seasons they've gone ahead to play at Arsenal, have gone ahead to put them into that ilk that they can play 98% of the games that Arsenal are set to play in a season. And when you come out to the drawing board and really analyze these players, they're really good and they're getting the credit they deserve. But Tomiyasu would have gone ahead to be a multi-dimensional central defender, right back, left back, and central defense. Is really getting injured. Jurrien Timber is injured. That's why I tell you that you people need to get in the best of the best, as it really deserves to be here onto the side of Arsenal. So Arsenal fans, I think Tomiyasu should be put on board, and I think a new deal comes in through with more money. But if I told you Arsenal, offer him a new deal, sell him like for 30-40 million pounds and get in Frimpong. That is it. Get in Frimpong to compete with Benjamin White and get to know that you are having Zinchenko and maybe Jakub Kiwior plus another central defender that is really versatile. You know, I think that's what Arsenal should be doing, because Tomiyasu is good. He has gone ahead to produce, I think, the most number of assists for any fullback that Arsenal has this season, but he's not really available. And remember what my say is always, you are only good enough if at all you are variable. You know, even if you are good and you're not available, you're not going to help your team. So that's why I tell you, you are only good enough when you are available. When you're not available, you cease to be good enough, because even if we need you, we're not going to be able to use you. That is what is happening at Arsenal right now. So Tomiyasu is really far off from return, but I think there is still God is or a lack of luck in that central defense of Arsenal. That back four of Jakub Kiwior, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, and Benjamin White are not injury-prone players. So that is what Arsenal is all about. And then the big story coming through from Jurrien Timber that most of you were really waiting to hear. He was asked on Jurrien Timber and if he will be back before the end of the season. Arteta said, I really hope so. He's doing really well. He's been around some players on the pitch, and we are going to start to do some bits, and he's going to start to do some bits with us in the next week also. Then we need to see how that evolves, his confidence levels, his fitness levels, and hopefully then the answer is yes. So if everyone watched the game, if everyone was there and went ahead to watch the game, over if everyone went ahead to watch the game of Arsenal versus FC Porto, we can all admit that Arsenal missed a Jurrien Timber. Why miss a Jurrien Timber? You know, him and Zinchenko are the only two players that really have what we call Champions League experience. If you know, you know. They've gone ahead to have that Champions League experience for a very, very long time. Jurrien Timber at Ajax, you understand. Then Zinchenko at Manchester City, and I think, is it PSV or Ajax? One of those where he was really playing at. So that puts us into a situation that you have to really come in through and take it to that level. When you look at the side of Arsenal, they lacked experience. That entire team had only one player who has ever played in the Champions League, like previous and having huge experience. That is Kai Havertz, and he's a Champions League winner. I was even shocked that Jorginho was not given a go. That's why I tell you, Arsenal missed Jurrien Timber, because he knows this. He has played in the round of 16 and the round of 8, well, with Erik ten Hag at Ajax, and he knows exactly what it's supposed to be like. So when you look at how Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to express how this guy has gone ahead, obviously coming through, it shows you that he's not far off from returning to the first training sessions of Arsenal. That is the guy called Jurrien Timber, and Arsenal need Jurrien Timber. Most people are looking at Thomas Partey, you know, Gabriel Jesus. For him, he's really proven that every time he's there, he makes things happen and he dies for the club, you know. But I think one of those signings that Arsenal fans should be praying for to return is Jurrien Timber. And Arsenal fans know it very well that obviously watch this channel, because I've gone ahead to see the number of views that I get when a Jurrien Timber story is done on this channel. It really gets tens of thousands of views, because you guys know how much you miss this guy, and that really makes me give you a 5-finger salute for everyone watching in, that you are really people who are really elite when it comes to football. Because if you know what that guy does, You know, like in the game of FC Porto, you would have gone ahead, obviously, getting progressive passes. I've always come out and reiterated this. No player in Europe or no defender in Europe put in more progressive passes than Jurrien Timber last season. You know, he had close to, 100 passes that are really progressive. And a team that was playing with compactness, like like FC Porto, all it needed was a brave player that would have gone ahead to get hold of that ball and really pass it. One will say Zinchenko can do that, but Zinchenko is prone when it comes to playing in the central when it comes to his defensive abilities, you know. But even Zinchenko would have gone ahead to be one of the most important players for Arsenal in that game. He would have gone ahead to invert inside and maybe gate in a pass or really possess that ball and see to it that these people don't really go out begging. But Arsenal missed out on a player like him, and it was really evident that if there is a player that Arsenal needed, it was Jurrien Timber. But looks like his fitness levels are really good and is expected to get into the first team training sessions very, very soon. And for him, the rest is history because he is really great. That is Jurrien Timber, and he's going to start doing work with the first team. So, as it was rumored that first week of March, he's going to be available, and I think that might be his return. After this week, he will train for more weeks, for more 1 week, and then Arteta will evaluate him and see whether he's ready to play. But I think he's already training with the first team, you know, but Arteta doesn't want to reveal it, and they just want to give the player the time he wants. What a bad arrival for Jurrien Timber, and how Arsenal have gone ahead to miss him, you know, badly here. So, we go to Arteta on how the squad have reacted to the FC Porto loss. It's not news that Arsenal really went ahead to lose to FC Porto. Everyone knows it. And we've been told, Arteta has told us that what I see is a team that can't wait to play Porto at home now. With that result, we have created a fantastic Champions League night of football in front of our people and under the lights, where we need to beat them to go through. And the task is very clear. So, for the game of FC Porto, Arteta is like, why do you cross the bridge before you reach it? All I know is simple. We are going to come out and really put in a shift that most of you are really going to really appreciate and really take to the next level as you, the people responsible for all of this. So, looks like Arteta and his boys are really ready, knowing that if there is a team they're going to annihilate at Emirates, it has to be FC Porto. Why? All of the teams that have gone ahead to come in through at Emirates have conceded not less than 4 goals. PSV 4, Lens 6, Sevilla 4. So Arsenal on its record that they went ahead to feel away, because in every game they've gone ahead to play away, they've gone ahead to concede an average of 1 goal, meaning that at their stadium they've gone ahead to concede just 1 goal in the Champions League, 2 clean sheets kept, and they are really positive. And Arteta is very positive about this, that nothing is going to stop the side of Arsenal from really stopping the side of FC Porto, and he believes it's going to rain goals, you know, at the Emirates. So we wait and see how that pans out, but that's what I had for you today about Jurrien Timber. About Jurrien Timber and Thomas Partey. Right, about Jurrien Timber and Thomas Partey, Zinchenko, and Gabriel Jesus injury update. So go into the comment section, flock in there, and tell me exactly what your thoughts are about that, because I know most of you are really having your thoughts, and I'm eagerly waiting for them. For everyone who was in the comment section and asking me, Rokani, what do you make about the guy called, what's the name? Jurrien Timber? I think I've gone ahead to dissect everything, and Arteta is very much impressed with Jurrien Timber's progress, and looks like he is gonna be back onto your tele soon. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. Second video of the day, and more is yet to come. Tomorrow is gonna be a busy day because we are having very many games. Man United playing, Man City playing, Arsenal playing. Big games in there for you. Then on Sunday, a big one comes along your way. Liverpool at Wembley with Chelsea. Who do you think is going to lift that? The preview is loading, and it's going to come in through to obviously bring you the levels or the news that you guys really deserve here onto our beautiful channel, and you guys have gonna hate obviously show us the love that we've always gonna hate to miss. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers. And how many days left? We are now left with 7 days to end this month of what's the month? This is the month of, it's the month of February. Me out.